third one, third video of this series. Tips, tricks to save money so that you can have a friendlier budget, especially when you're trying to cut costs in your family. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming back and watching this series. I'm Sheryl if you're new. If you haven't subscribed, please do so that you can keep up on my channel. Let's get right into it. To save money on going to amusement parks, or especially when your kids are really, really little, your income is cut. So if you can't afford, or you just want to save money, or you just want to give a different type of experience in life, then something that I have done is, instead of an amusement park, I have set up a park tour. We call it a park tour, and we just pack a lunch, and beforehand I look up all the best parks in the city or the town that I'm in, or wherever we're visiting, and I look them up in advance, and then I plan a whole day just going from park to park to park. And my kids, as they've grown up, they've always asked for that. That's memorable for them. And that's the equivalent of going to the zoo, or the equivalent of going to an amusement park. They have a lot of fun, and they get to go on all these different parks that have all these different features, and they wouldn't normally be able to do. So that's something very cost effective, and it's free. So you just pack your lunch and spend the whole day outside. And they love that because they're with you. When it comes to saving money on childcare, join a babysitting co-op or start one. If you have a lot of friends, look into the babysitting co-ops, because those can be very beneficial when you trust the people and you get into a little routine. Sometimes you're only in it for a few months, and sometimes you're in it for a few years. When I had my kids, I think I was 4 or 5 kids in by the time I joined one, but it helped me. It actually helped me get back in shape and have some me time and some head space for myself. I would drop the kids off. It was pretty much the same 1 or 2 people, but there's like 20 people in it. I would literally just go work out for an hour and a half, and then I'd come back. It really helped me in those times. And because you're in the co-op, then you babysit, and then they're getting their things done. Maybe they want to go to the doctor's alone. But those things are really beneficial when your kids are younger. They're really great for when your kids are really young. Maybe they're not in preschool. Maybe you can't afford preschool. That helps them with their social skills, which is very, very important as they're building their lives. Everyone wants new everything. Having 6 children, when I had my first one, oh my gosh, okay, I want new. You have a baby shower, right? You want new, of course, everything's clean and fresh. Once you start having a whole bunch of other children, there are so many things that you realize that it doesn't matter if it's used. I wanted to declutter my house ongoing. So some of my children's items, the staple items, the bouncy chair, the circle, the activity centers, I got rid of them. I donated them, or I sold them, or I lent them out. Then when I needed them again, because I had babies back to back to back, I had 6 babies basically in a row, I would get them again. And it didn't matter to me if they were used, because I already knew that I could have that item out of my house. Those things accumulate. The amount of material things when you have a large family, even if you have a small family, it's astounding, and it adds up, and it clutters your house. For me, it makes my mind cluttered. So I always tried to rotate that. I wasn't afraid. There's things that you don't need. There's things that can be used for just a little bit, especially when they're tiny, tiny babies. You're only going to use it for like 2 months. And then there's some things that I bought that I would definitely calculate in my brain. Okay, so I'm going to use this camping chair. It's expensive. It's going to cost me $100. But guess what? That one I saved. That's a unique item. At that time it was. Or my Peter Potty or whatever. I had like a urinal for the boys. How cool is that? I saved that. I did not get rid of that, because that's way harder to find, because it's more of a unique item. So those are the things that I strategically kept and then passed down to each child as they needed it. But yes, children's items, definitely let the new items come in when they get gifts, when they get birthday presents. It makes everything more special when they do get something new. Another benefit to when you do have used items is when you're done with them, your resale value. So let's say I got a baby bouncer, or I got an item for $20. Well, when I sell it, when I'm done with it, I'm going to sell it for $20. Whereas if I were to buy it brand new, I'm going to spend $140 and I'm only going to sell it for $20. So boom, there, it's free. Okay, mamas. During COVID, a lot of people were cutting their own hair. I already cut my kids' hair. That offsets the price of me getting my hair done. And I have 4 boys. 4 boys, they need their hair cut every month. So yeah, I know how to cut hair. So I cut their hair, and then I do not feel guilty spending money on my hair because it's not even a thing. I trim my girls' hair, and the only time I've spent money on them is if they wanted a new style. My older daughter had a style one time, and she cut it a certain way, and I paid the hairdresser for that because I wasn't about to do that. But I can do a boy's cut. Snip, snip. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid. There's literal YouTube videos on how to do it, and they make hats. So boys' hair grows so fast. If you mess up, it's like 2 weeks and it's back to normal. They don't even notice. Don't even tell them. Half the time they don't look in the mirror anyway. They're 4 years old, right? Put on a little hat. No one even knows. No one even knows what you messed up on because you're learning. So when my kids go to birthday parties, there's a lot of them. My kids make the birthday card. I'm not spending $6 every child, every birthday party. My kids always make a nice personal birthday card, and it's from their heart, and they get creative, and they're doing work, they're practicing their printing, they're coloring, and they're making it personal. That's way better than anything store-bought. Also, if you want to save even more, don't go buy the gift bags. I have a big roll of this paper. I have a tall one and then I have a short one. I roll that out and we cut it, and they wrap the present in this completely plain paper and they decorate it. It's a personalized wrapping and it saves so much money. It makes them feel special. And then it doesn't actually matter what's inside. I don't have a big budget for all these birthday parties. There's too many kids. So I have a strict budget that we have to stick under. They should be with their friends. That's what's important. That's why you're celebrating. You're not celebrating, hey, give me the bestest gift with the best wrapping. You're actually celebrating having time with your friends and celebrating that you have a milestone and that people care for you. One thing that you can do when the kids are younger is if you have a friend group and you have birthdays that are close together or on the same weekend, you can combine that and you can have all the kids together and you share the cost. So you could have a birthday party in the park and share the cost, or go to a play center, split the amount of kids. Maybe you can only afford to pay for 3 kids, not 6 kids. So you combine it with somebody else and you save that money because there's a minimum charge. Ask online for decorations. If you have a theme, post online, shoot your shot. You never know, somebody might be holding on to. I used to have collections. I decluttered my house, but I used to have collections of things like, okay, pirate ship, Pokemon, Minecraft, and like homemade things because I went all out. People have these things and they want a reason to declutter them. They love the feeling of giving them to someone who's going to need it. So get online and ask around. Does anybody have this? Does anybody have the number 6 foil balloon? Boom, guarantee you're going to find it. You don't even have to buy it. One thing that saves money when you have a family and you're trying to be budget friendly, like maybe you're on maternity leave, maybe you're on parental leave and your income is way lower, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mother now. Your income is adjusted, so your spending needs to be adjusted to try to offset that. One thing that has been beneficial to me is looking into the community for things. As a single mother, I need to save my money for the needs. So I need to pay my mortgage, I need to pay my taxes, I need to pay my car insurance, I need to pay those things, and I need to buy groceries. 6 children eat a lot of food. I look for opportunities within the community. Communities often have free movie nights. Schools have free movie nights. They have movies in the park. They have discount days. They have cool little events at schools. I've taken my kids to, one of the schools was having a locked room event. Took my kids and we did a locked room. Totally free. So fun. It was actually a lot of fun. There's events where they have grand openings. There's barbecues. There's so many resources. Look into those. Always check your library and your resource center within your community. They always have events for these things. There's also usually a parent link, and they have a calendar of events. They often have things. There was like a fun reading book van where you go into this cool van in my community, this van that was set up as a library. You go in there, you play games, you read books, and it was super fun. And they had face painting outside, and it was just the thing that they set up, and it was free. Always pay attention to those things. Be conscious of all those little things that you can do and look into, because they're always having events. They have free pumpkins being given away often at certain places during Halloween time, or Halloween, or however they say it in the States. Halloween? Halloween? I don't know. I say Halloween. My bad. Woo. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for more tips and tricks from me in the upcoming months. I am happy to share everything that I think of that pops into my head to help you and your family in anything, really. I hope some of these tips have been super helpful for you. Like I have said in the other videos, don't feel like you have to have pressure to go all in. Pick a couple that you found helpful, try those out, and try to incorporate as many as you are able to do as you see fit for your family. If you have any tips and tricks that you want to share, put them in the comments. I would love to just share that within the community of my page. I would love that. Let's just always help each other out. Okay, see you next time. Bye.